Billionaire Jeffrey Epstein is behind bars today after pleading not guilty to sex trafficking.
Accused of sexually assaulting teenage girls as young as 14 years old.
This all begins when the Palm Beach police get a tip from some parents about a child coming home with her lunchbox full of money. When they ask her where the money comes from, it's clear that it comes from Jeffrey Epstein.
Prosecutors say they made a disturbing discovery at his mansion.
Thousands of nude photos of underage girls were found there.
And inside of a locked safe, compact discs, one allegedly labeled Young Miscellaneous Nudes 1.
This is video of Jeffrey Epstein's home taken by investigators during a search of the multimillionaire's Palm Beach mansion. It is where Epstein was involved with at least 40 underage girls, some of whom he had sex with.
Epstein has had several high-profile friendships in the past. President Bill Clinton reportedly rode on Epstein's jet more than 24 times in the early 2000s.
It's no secret that former President Bill Clinton had a friendly relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
A former Secret Service agent is threatening to release damaging information on former President Bill Clinton. Dan Bongino says he may release information on Clinton's 26 documented trips on Jeffrey Epstein's private jet, the Lolita Express.
Sleazy Wall Street tycoon Jeffrey Epstein used the Lolita Express to ferry a bevy of beautiful young women. Among the passengers, former President Bill Clinton and Britain's Prince Andrew.
FAA records show that Bill Clinton is on the airplane of Jeffrey Epstein 26 times.
Newly obtained documents show Clinton actually took at least 26 flights on Epstein's private jet to spots around the globe.
Google, Facebook, Twitter, mainstream corporate media, Wikipedia are all covering up what's really happening.
Sources say there were dozens of victims. The teen girls were encouraged to recruit their friends.
We were underage. We were little girls. By the time I was 16, I brought him up to 75 girls, all the ages of, 14, 15, 16, people going from 8th grade to 9th grade at just school parties is where I would recruit them from.
Before you know it, I'm being lent out to politicians and to academics and to people royalty and people that you would never think, like, how did you get into that position of power in the first place if you're this disgusting, evil, decrepit person on the inside.
An absolute secret, the U.S. government negotiated a deal that forgave multi-billionaire Jeff Epstein for procuring sex with about 40 children.
The 2008 agreement protects Epstein and anyone who worked with him from federal charges.
He was basically treated as a celebrity. He was allowed to come and go 6 days a week from the jail as he wanted. Every morning a chauffeur would come, pick him up and drive him to his office where he would spend the day doing whatever he wanted to do and then check back in at night.
And he arranged it so that he got work release, which meant that he had a valet, a driver that he hired, pick him up at the jail every day.
Unbelievably, this evil pedophile monster served just 13 months in a county jail for his crimes.
The U.S. attorney who authorized that deal, Alexander Acosta, now the Secretary of Labor.
Acosta is a George W. Bush appointee under the Bush Justice Department, and he conducts his own investigation. He rubber stamps the state charge, and then he seals it.
They were told, leave it alone. Jeffrey Epstein works for U.S. intelligence and the FBI.
Now, Bradley Edwards determined to get a federal judge to overturn the sweetheart plea deal.
Somebody with money and power was able to communicate with the government in secrecy, in direct violation of the rights of the crime victims.
It's scary because this is our government that's supposed to protect us, but has done everything to protect, a pedophile.
Giant pedophile rings controlling the deep state are now being exposed.
Well, I started getting somewhat of an inclination that this is a situation where somehow, for some reason, the defendant and the government are working together against the victims, although that kind of conspiracy theory sounds so preposterous that I didn't want to believe it.
We told you about Jeffrey Epstein and everything he was up to and who he is years ago. Now it's going to hit the mainstream.